Conferência de imprensa com Alex Michelsen, depois da primeira ronda do Oeiras Open. Alex, congrats for the win, a tough one against the elite, like you said, on the courts. How did it feel?
I feel really good to get through that. I haven't won a lot of matches on clay this year, and it's my first season on clay. So coming here and getting a first round win over a very good player, and he is very good, and he will be much better in the future. Really happy to get this one.
Can you talk a little bit about the match? What were you expecting? What you think made a difference in the end?
Yeah, I mean, in the first set, I thought he was playing very well, and I started out a little slow. Played one bad service game, and that cost me the set. And I got a little bit lucky at 2-all in the second set. He missed a shot that he would make 99 out of 100 times. And then after that, I kind of took the momentum and started playing a lot better, not really missing the ball. And today, my backhand felt the best it's felt in probably a month today, so that was a really big plus for me. And my serve also, I serve very well. I served over 70% first serves.
You highlighted the quality of your backhands. So what kind of adjustments do you do when you play on clay? What have you been working on?
Yeah, I think for the backhand specifically, I would say I've been trying to work on staying in those cross-court rides a little bit longer, because on hard court I can get away with hitting a good backhand line and then setting myself up for the point. But if I did that today and it wasn't good enough, it's just there hitting a very good forehand. So staying more disciplined there, and then trying to get more height on both sides, backhand and forehand when I'm further back, and incorporating more kick serves into the first serve. And I think I did that really well today.
How familiar are you with clay? I mean, how old were you when you first played on this surface?
I mean, I remember there was some hard true clay back home in California, and it was really bad. I think my mom took me there once when I was like 11 or 12, because I used to hit my mom every day. And I just remember slipping and sliding over the court. I've always been able to slide though for a very long time on hard court too. So that sliding's not really an issue for me. But I mean, I played French Open Juniors 2 years ago, and then I came over here and I played a clay court tournament with hard court shoes, because I was trying to play on grass, but I didn't get in, so I played on clay. And then this is the first year I've really played on proper, red clay in Europe. So it's been an adjustment.
I mean, you mentioned the hard court shoes. I look at the base of the shoe and I can see obviously the differences. And does that make a big difference if you've got those hard court shoes? Anyway, yeah, tell us.
Yeah, I think I remember I was playing with fresh hard court shoes, and I just did this last year. It was just some challenger in France. I just signed it as an alternate to qualifying, and it was okay. It wasn't really that bad, but having that extra, because the clay court has extra tread. It's got those extra lines of tread, and I think you need that, because or else you'd be slipping. I slipped like twice or 3 times and I fell down. So I mean, if I don't have those shoes, then it's really tough to move.
You showed your personality after one of them when you started doing the press-ups.
Yeah.
Even Lasha was giggling at that one.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I landed on, I was landed on all 4s, and I don't know, just wanted to crank a push-up. It's just so strong,
Do you know each other a little bit? I heard a few nice words between you across the court. Sorry, anything.
Yeah. I mean, he's a nice guy. I mean, I was complaining to the referee a couple times, and he was saying sorry, and I was just saying it's not your fault.
Yeah.
He's a nice guy. I've never played him or really talked to him too much, but we conversed a little bit here and there the last couple of days, and you can tell when someone's a good guy, good kid. So really nice guy.
You guys are around the same age.
Yeah.
You guys can face, for example, in the end of the year in July.
Yeah.
You guys are both on the race for that. But can you pinpoint his game? What you like about his game?
Yeah.
I
can, I thought he served really well today. Better than I thought he was going to serve. He hit a lot of aces, definitely more than me. I think his forehand is also a massive weapon. Every time I gave him a little bit too much time on the forehand, he's just cranking it and hitting a winner. And it's like, okay, I think that forehand is going to be a problem for a lot of guys on tour, especially when he really hones it in, and it's going to come. And he moves very well laterally. And his backhand chip is also very good. So I think there's a lot of positives for him. And he's got good feel around the net. Every time he came to the net, he was hitting like drop volley winners. So I think he's got good feel around the net as well.
He said here that you are, of course, a lot better than him because you are top 17 in the world.
I wouldn't say I never said I was a lot better than him.
He said.
Oh, he. Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay, no. Because I don't think I'm a lot better than him. I think it's
But
close.
he said here like a couple of minutes ago that
Okay.
you are a lot better than him.
Okay.
But how do you see him in the future? Do you see him as a top handler potential, for example? How do you see him?
Top 100 easily. I think he could be top 40 for sure. I think he's going to be a very good player. I mean, he's only what 19, 20 years old. He's born my year, so he's 19 or 20, and he's got a lot of time. And I think he's going to be definitely top 50, top 40. He's going to be a good player.
There are two big challenges this week in other countries. I'm guessing he chose this one because of the lack of experience in play.
Yeah. Well, that and because I've heard good things about this tournament, and this is the 4th time it's been here this year, and a couple of Americans have come here and played, and I've heard it's good, and I've never been to Portugal before, so the 175s this week are very, very stacked. So I mean, it's a good level everywhere, but I'm glad I came here.
So how was it for you to play in this special court? I know it was a bit windy, but still.
This court is really, really cool. I really like it actually. The wind wasn't fun to deal with, but we both have to deal with it, so. It is what it is, but I really enjoy playing on this court. Hopefully I get to play as many hopefully I get to the final and play as many matches as I can on that court.
And are you comfortable in these kind of conditions with wind?
Yeah, I don't mind the wind. I'm from California and I live close to the water, and it can get windy back home. So I've practiced in the wind a good bit. I would say more than most guys.
You mentioned his forehand, and he does seem to be quite far back on the court.
Yeah.
I think I even heard you say that maybe at one point to someone in your team, something about him being far back.
Yeah, because I hit a drop shot that I should have made. I had the whole court. I was like, oh, he's so far back, just make it. That's what I said to myself. Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So that was a thought of yours today about doing a few drop shots.
Yeah, I think the drop shot, when I hit it well, the drop shot was a good play for me just because he was so far back, and a couple of them he didn't even run for. And also, I was trying to get more shape on the forehand, and if he's that far back, I felt like he couldn't really hit a winner, but when he got up to the baseline with his forehand, he was very good.
Do you practice drop shots? Because I know some players that actually, even though they're someone like Alcaraz, has said he doesn't really practice them much, he just does them.
Yeah, I mean, I practiced them a couple days ago, to be honest, but I never really practiced drop shots. I probably should, because I hit a couple really bad ones today. So I should probably practice them a little bit, but I very rarely do I practice them.
You mentioned you didn't grow up on clay, of course, but as other Americans like Taylor, Francis, of course, but they are doing pretty well on clay. Taylor are into the quarterfinals in Rome.
Yeah, so
do you look up to those guys? I guess you know them pretty well. Do you look at them and think, oh, if they can play well on clay, I can play well as well too?
Right.
Do you think of that way?
Yeah, I think so too, because Taylor Fritz definitely isn't a clay quarter, but he's playing very, very well right now. I mean, his serve's very good, and his forehand's pretty heavy. I was practicing with him over in Munich. We had a good practice. It was very cold and windy, but he's obviously adapted his game a little bit. He's using the drop shot more, from what I've noticed, and he's ripping and hanging in rallies more. And I think all the Americans, the first time they do this, they don't. A lot of us haven't done super great. So I've also recognized that, and once I get a couple more years, I honestly think I'm not that bad on clay right now. But I think in a couple more years I can get some better results for sure.
Talking of, I know we're on this topic of playing, the movement and particularly the sliding, you said you're pretty comfortable at doing it on the hard as well. What would your tip be to somebody, of any level who just cannot slide? I mean, I find myself trying to practice before I begin a match sometimes, before my opponent knows I'm practicing and I'm just not doing it, and it's just, what would your advice be?
I mean, for me, it's natural. I don't really know how. You gotta trust it, because two months ago I couldn't slide on my left foot, and now I was hitting some good backhand sliding on my left foot, and I just feel like I didn't. Sorry. I just feel like I didn't trust it, and once I started trusting it, and just like, screw it, it's just gonna go, and just kind of let it go. That's when I started. That's when it kind of clicked for me.
What are your goals for this season? You're already top 17 in the world, so what are you chasing in the upcoming months?
Well, after last year, after I got done, I told my coach that I wanted to be top 50 by the end of the year. That was when I was ranked like 100, 97 or whatever. I told him I wanted to be top 50. So if I could finish this year top 50, I think that would be a very, very good first full year on tour. And it's going to be tough. It's not going to be easy. So I got to compete like I did today for every win.
If there's one player on tour that you've not played, that you'd like to play them this year, who would that one player be?
Monfils. I always loved. I loved watching him growing up, and I think that would be a dream come true if I got to play him.
With whom are you here with?
Here with my friend and my fitness coach, my trainer. Yeah, no coach this week.
He was on the Michelsen team, I think, your fitness coach.
Yeah.
So he's with you like full time right now as a federation part?
For this clay court swing, he's with me.
Okay.
Yeah. No, he's not gonna be with me every single week for the rest of the year, but for this clay court swing, we've been putting in a lot of good work because I've been losing first rounds, so we've had a lot of time to get into the gym, and he's very good at what he does.
Okay, Alex, thank you
Yeah.
so much. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.